All right. Welcome to Off the Rails, another live episode today. As we had some, I guess on Instagram, some questions. So the question and answer, if you had a chance to fill those out. Fortunately, we did have quite a few questions come in, so we will keep those as kind of a bank if we need them. And of course, if you are in the live stream today, go ahead and ask questions. We are going to answer those as well live for you. So if you have anything, pop them in the chat. But before we get into this, Cameron, anything you want to say, add, or kind of any extra things?
No. Just open for whatever, whether it's from a athlete's standpoint, coaching standpoint, business ownership standpoint, whatever. Just a live Q&A. See what happens, what comes out, and we'll chat about it. But I'm down for whatever.
Fair enough. Well, since we are
I'll go ahead and answer one question. Tommy asked about my Call of Duty kill D ratio. Has nothing to do with CrossFit, but not everyone stays in front of an Xbox or a PlayStation their whole life.
So is it not good?
It's not bad. It's not bad.
Well, what's the number?
I don't know. I think it's just below 1, and there was a lot of learning curve getting back into it. Things change, but.
I mean, are you playing like the ranked mode, or is it like just casual matches?
This would be the old pre-ranked, just like Warzone mode.
Okay.
So
that's different.
This is like a year or two ago. Yeah. He just likes to hold on to things, and
that's
not
fair.
let them go. Yeah.
I mean,
We'll
that's fair. You're playing like the Warzone and all that stuff.
I'd say with some other ones, there's probably some different numbers out there, but I saw that question, so I just wanted to get it out of the way.
That's fair. Understandable. Well,
he probably won't even watch this and won't even know, but at least we talked about it.
Maybe we'll clip it just to give it to him. Yeah. Okay. But I mean, at least the good thing, Battlefield 6 does come out tomorrow, so you can reset that and make him feel better about
I don't know.
things.
Honestly, I feel like I'm a better player on that game than he is so far. From what I saw, I don't know.
Interesting. Okay. Okay, so we do have some questions here in the bank of things that people did ask. So
which one we want to start with here?
Let's start with what's your least and favorite fitness trend right now?
Least and favorite fitness trend. I also tried not to read too many of these, so I could just think about it and do it, or else I feel like that would go really quick. I would say my least favorite fitness trend. I got a couple. Number one, off the top of my head, is going to be the push of cold plunges lately. It's always been a thing. It's been around for a while. And I think it just got overly marketed in the last year or two to where now it's one of those things that I think helps high-end level fitness people train and recover. Sorry, not train, recover. But it has been pushed into the everyday fitness space. And I don't necessarily think that cold plunging is needed for the everyday fitness person.
Gotcha.
And obviously there was an increase and is an increase in people feeling like they need to be in gyms. Like cold plunges need to be part of a gym routine, just like saunas and stuff have been, but saunas have been around for forever, right? And you see some health clubs and fitness clubs that have them. And the thing is, people get excited for them and they use them, but do you really have the time to cold plunge in sauna every day? And if you do, where are you putting that? Is it in the right place? Are you using it appropriately? Are you using it consistently for it to actually make an impact in the long term and things like that? So again, like high level athletes, like your professional athletes who are like, that's their job is to work out, train, or play a sport and then recover because they need to do that again the next day. It definitely helps. But, your everyday fitnesser, probably not as needed as people think, versus they could spend more time sleeping, eating correctly, and being consistent and showing up. So I think that's one of my least favorite trends right now. Another one is the trend away from, in our space, away from CrossFit, using the name CrossFit. There's a heavy trend going on of dropping the name, having a burn class, a sweat class, whatever fitness class, and it's like you're clearly using CrossFit, you're just not calling it that, and we're not really helping I don't like it. I understand there's a money point behind it for some people, but I don't like it because of the fact that like we should be teaching people what they're doing, not to be afraid of it. If that makes sense. Like you shouldn't be afraid of this thing that you think you're afraid of, but really you're not afraid of. I'm just going to rename it and have you do the same thing. And now all of a sudden you love it, but you still don't really know that you're doing CrossFit because we're not allowed to call it that. If that makes sense. Versus I feel like we use the name CrossFit and we'll probably continue to use the name CrossFit because we want to educate people, whether it's our kids class, our ageless class or whatever, that this is the methodology we're using. And this is what it is that's making you better. And it's something you can use for a very long time to do that. So least favorite trends would probably be those two off the top of my head. Most favorite fitness trend right now. Man, I don't really know.
I guess kind of on like the least favorite to the point of the CrossFit name or not using it. What's kind of the thought on what Mayhem has been kind of hinting at or leaking with like the Mayhem gym and then kind of removing CrossFit from that name? What's kind of the thought there?
I think that Mayhem has built a big enough following and understanding of who they are and what they do. And they have however many affiliates that are already Mayhem affiliates. And I also believe they'll keep CrossFit as long as the owners and the business remains. I was just having this conversation the other day because I think Rich Froning, who obviously runs Mayhem, is a loyal person and is going to be loyal to the brand as long as it's not something that's going to bite him in the ass. And obviously he has way more insight on probably what's going on than a lot of us do. So I think as long as things stay aligned with what he believes in or where where the business is going, then he'll be all right. But they also, again, have, I don't even know, hundreds of affiliates probably that follow their programming.
I think it's like 1,000.
Yeah, so
they were
it's
just
a
talking
lot,
about it on
right?
their
It's a lot
podcast like a month ago or so.
And so they're just known as like a CrossFit thing, and they don't necessarily need the name CrossFit anymore. But I would say anyone under that brand understands that they're already doing CrossFit.
What about
but like a new person's not going to be like, I want to go to a Mayhem gym.
Right.
Like that's not how that's seen, because the gym, it's not Mayhem of Taylors, Mayhem of Greer, Mayhem of Spartanburg, right? There are these other CrossFit gyms that are just Mayhem affiliates, so they're still going to have to change their name to Community Fitness of Taylors, and we're a Mayhem affiliate, right? And people joining that gym don't have any idea what a Mayhem affiliate means.
Yeah.
Right. So I think that's where like the difference is of like, if we're already taking CrossFit out of our gym names, then we're already teaching people, not really teaching people. I don't know. It's hard to explain that, like, the educational side of it, I guess, of like, I always want people to understand what they're doing. I'm not trying to hide it because I don't want you to be afraid of something that you shouldn't be afraid of, I guess, if that makes sense.
Gotcha.
Does that describe that better?
I think so.
Okay.
Yeah. So like with just kind of staying on that track then, like if, like, let's say Mayhem does this whole, like, we're going to be the new CrossFit. You're now going to be, instead of CrossFit Taylors, you're Mayhem Taylors. Is that something that is even intriguing in the slightest, or like not worth it? Like, no matter what the CrossFit Corporation does, I'd rather still pay the money to have CrossFit in my name.
I'd never say no matter what.
Okay.
There's definitely things that would be huge red flags that could definitely get us to change. I also don't know if that means we would be a Mayhem affiliate. If there was one person out of the entire CrossFit realm that I would follow, it would probably be Rich, because I do agree with a lot of the stuff that he talks about on his podcast and things that he's done for the community and whatnot. So there's a lot of things that he's said and done in the past that, like, I'm like, that's exactly what I was thinking, or I kind of align with that. And kind of, I feel like we kind of run our gym close to some of the things that they talk about a lot. So I could see it happening, but again, I would need a reason, a solid reason to drop the CrossFit name, not just they raised our yearly affiliate fees or whatever, because like whatever, that's not a big enough reason. So,
Yep.
Yeah.
Cool. That makes sense.
What about yourself? Favorite or least favorite current fitness trends?
I guess I really haven't oh, poor Elrod. He's already offended by the bashing of sauna time. So,
Oh man.
yeah, with that being gone.
Hey, you know what the good thing is about a sauna? You can get one for your house.
That's true. I mean, I guess in terms of like fitness trends, like I don't really know. I guess I can't say I keep up with it enough to like know what like the new thing is. Like, I mean, I have my days of not wanting to do CrossFit, but I still keep coming back to it. So I don't really know like, I guess what the new big thing is or something.
I'd say
like
my
that.
favorite thing of the fitness, my favorite fitness trend right now is the fact that more people are willing to or starting to break out of normal gyms and understand that maybe functional fitness is more of a thing they should be doing, not machine fitness, we'll call it.
Yeah, I think that's fair.
Because even the big box gyms like Gold's and
Yeah.
some of those are starting to put in functional fitness areas within their gym because they understand that people are liking that and wanting to do more of it.
Yeah.
So if they're making that change, then that means fitness in general is probably trending more in that direction, which bodes well for us being a functional fitness CrossFit gym.
Yeah. That makes sense. That's fair. I'll give you that one. Anything else you want to add on to that question here before we jump to the next one?
I think I'm good there.
Okay. What's the most humbling workout you've done?
The most humbling workout I've done. Oh, man. There's probably a lot of those. The most humbling workout I've done, I'm going to say it was run a marathon last year. That whole process was humbling. And I think anything over like a 10K, you truly have to train for or stay on top of. But then there's a significant, after the halfway mark of a marathon, everything changed. And it just became a mental and physical grind of trying to finish something that I started and that I wanted to finish. And then to get done with it and think about the fact that people do that in 2 to 3 hours and don't stop and hold certain paces and just that whole realm of like, and I don't even want to think about like ultra marathon runners and things like that. Like that's just a whole nother level of, so I'd say, that was probably the most humbling thing I've done, fitness wise. And I've done some hard stuff, but like definitely the longest workout I've ever done as far as like it being a workout and an event. I guess the 24-hour event was an event, but it wasn't really,
Yeah.
it was 20. I see that as 24 different workouts versus this was like start and stop when you're done.
Yep.
And I had to get through it. And so I would say that was probably my most humbling thing. And I learned a lot from training for it, and I learned a lot during it. And I'll probably do another one in the future at some point. But even thinking about training, like I had the thought yesterday, I think, of like, hey, I should probably go for a run again. And then I thought about the fact that I was to the point where I was running like over an hour without stopping. And like comfortable with that. Yeah. And I'm nowhere close to that right now, I don't think. And the fact that I would have to build back up to that, right? And like take this time and this effort to do it, and whatnot. And so that was a really big experience for me. And again, humbled me because you see people in their times and their whatever. And I used to be like, oh, they're just runners. Yeah. Or like, oh, they're just good at running. And like, yeah, they are just good at running, but man, it takes a lot of energy and a lot of effort to be able to do that consistently. So yeah, I would say that for sure for me. Do you have one that pops out, Nate? Anything in general?
Yeah, just like any CrossFit workout. What's one thing every athlete should do outside the gym to improve inside of it? I feel like this one's kind of an easy one, but
I mean, nutrition off the top of my head and sleep. Yeah. I mean, those two, and not even necessarily sleep, but relaxation. I mean, sleep is big, right? We need to get into a deep realm of sleep so that we can get the proper hormones and things firing for us to recover and all that stuff. But I just think nowadays people are just so stressed all the time. That's like, if you could even find time to just relax, if like maybe you can't get 8 hours of sleep a night, I don't know what that would be that would keep you from doing that. Personally, just had a baby, was waking up a lot in the middle of the night, right? But finding those times where it's like, okay, I'm going to try to relax and de-stress, and whether that's watch sports or whatever at night to try to just like bring myself down and like clear my brain. But outside of that, nutrition's huge, right? Are you eating enough to, basically, are you eating enough but not eating too much?
Yeah.
And are those things that you're eating creating inflammation, or are they helping reduce inflammation? And that is basically the gist of good nutrition. Protein, carbs, fats, fuel your body, fuel your recovery, but don't do things that don't eat high sugar, high alcohol, high things that are going to create more inflammation and keep you from recovering.
Mm-hmm. I guess then we can kind of take that one, drop it into this next question of being asked about supplements, all the things, creatine, pre-workout, protein, etc.
Yeah. Where do they fit? What are they? How
Yeah.
do they work?
Yeah.
Well, you should be doing the other things first. If you're not doing the nutrition and the sleeping, you can. I used to have this recovery hierarchy pyramid, like the CrossFit pyramid that's got like nutrition, metabolic, weightlifting, right? XYZ. The recovery one is calories. Like the very first thing is, are you eating enough for what you're doing and to recover? The next one is sleep. The next one is stress. And then like it goes, and the very top is split between like supplements and recovery like tools, right? But supplements and recovery tools are the things that everyone like tries to make the bottom thing. Yeah. They're like, oh, I'm going to use these things to make all this better. And it's like, realistically, if all these other things are in line, these things can move the marker for you, the needle for you, when it comes to your recovery and your what you're doing in the gym. But instead, people don't sleep well, don't eat well, but they're like, I'm going to take my protein every day, and I'm going to take creatine, and that's going to make me better. And it's like, these other things that you do will make way bigger of an impact. But that being said, there is room for them. It's better than doing nothing. And if you do have some of those other things in line, then they can help you recover better. So like, and creatine, I would say, is one of the ones that a lot of people like shy away from for some reason. And then they find out like it's one of the top most researched supplements ever, with no negative side effects that they've ever found. You don't have to cycle it on or off, which people used to think you did. You can just start taking it, and you just need like a little bit here and there. Now, powder versus if it's already in a can and things like that, there's been some research on how potent it is. But I would say with any supplement, the more consistent you are with it, the better results you're going to see with it. Protein, probably better to take within about 30 minutes of getting done with your workout to go ahead and start that muscle recovery process. And also a good way to just make sure you're getting enough protein in for the day for like your whole like a lot of people struggle to eat enough protein. So by adding in, a protein shake, maybe right after you work out, that's a good way to get another 25, 30 grams of protein in for the day. And then pre-workouts, I have my theories on them, especially when it comes to CrossFit. So I only take pre-workout that has beta-alanine in it if we're doing a heavy lift first, or mainly for the day, because if not, usually those have higher caffeine as well. And if we're doing more of a cardio-based thing, my heart rate will get jacked, or most people's heart rates will get jacked up before they even start working out. And then they go into this high intense workout, which is what CrossFit is. And they're already out of control. They're already like towards that, like that oh shit part of like breathing and heart rate. And they can't get it back down. Right. And so you want to be careful with your pre-workouts if you're going to be doing CrossFit workouts, because you don't want to have a high heart rate going into a high heart rate workout. Right. Yeah. But if we're just lifting and you're going to hit a lift, you're going to rest a while, you're going to hit a lift, you're going to rest a while, then maybe you do want a little bit more of that, energy and my brain's blanking on me right now, but that high heart rate, like get ready, like, get after it feeling.
Yeah.
But if you need energy before doing a workout, things like Jocko Go or the Fit Aid energies, and Ascent makes like a low caffeine energy, kind of more of like a steady type of thing. Like these have lower caffeine in them. They're really good for just, kind of waking you back up, but not like sending you to the moon, right? So there's two different types of pre-workouts. Just make sure you're taking the right ones when you need them. Unless you're one of those, like, this is my pre-workout, this is what I take, then it comes down to timing, right? Okay, if I know that my pre-workout is one of those, with beta-alanine, like high caffeine, it's going to just jack me up, then maybe I need to take it 30 minutes before I work out if I'm doing a longer cardio-style workout so that my heart rate has time to come back down, but I still have the energy from the pre-workout. Or if I'm taking a lower caffeine, a lower one that's just kind of there to keep me awake, then I can take that a little closer to working out that day, right? But again, if I'm going to be doing a max, then maybe I want to take that one that's going to jack me up and get me ready to go a little closer to that lifting session so that it's still in my system and I still feel like cracked out, ready to send some weight.
Yeah.
So it's kind of understanding your pre-workout, what it does for you, and then how do I use that to my advantage for the workout that's written for today. Mm-hmm. That's a very long explanation of that. I think that covered all of them, though.
Yeah, at least the ones like
that were listed.
Asked. Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of other supplements out there, right? I mean, GNC or Vitamin Shop, you can walk in and there's all the different vitamins and all the different things. And a lot of them, again, are good if your nutrition and your sleep and all that is already dialed in, and you maybe know that you're missing. You need a little more vitamin C in your life, or vitamin D. I mean, another one that I'll say that almost everyone should be taking, fish oil, to help with inflammation of the joints. Like a steady form of fish oil, whether that's like liquid or gels or whatever. That's one that just long term will help your joints feel better.
Yeah. We do have one in the actual chat on YouTube here. So what is the least functional movement in CrossFit?
Good God. Bench press. I mean, I think there's very rare instances that you're functionally locked into a position where you need to press something with only your arms off of you.
What if you were on the ground and you had to push yourself up?
Are your legs pinned where you can't get your knee? Okay. So again, what instance is that happening, I guess?
Car wreck, something like that. You get turned over in a car, something like that.
Okay.
I mean, I would almost say a snatch is probably the least functional. Like, to your point, like, when am I going to push myself up? When am I going to be in a perfect squat position, throw a weight over my head and catch in a squat? Like, I don't.
But you do lift things up over your head.
But clean and jerk. Like, I would clean something 100 times more often than I would snatch something in real world.
Fair. The functionality of pulling something with momentum to a higher position, I think, is more important than strictly pressing something away from you. Because if you're going to press something, most of the time, you're going to be able to lock your arms out, leverage your body, and drive your legs a lot of the time. Or if you are on the ground a lot of the time, you're going to be able to maybe get your legs and your feet underneath it and push, or roll over and get up off the ground with your legs.
People are not happy with your bench press.
Okay. I mean, they can be not happy with it, but I don't see that. I don't know any other argument of.
What about pistols?
Yeah. Okay. I'll give you that one. You're not really ever going to be doing a single leg squat. I don't like them. I actually say that would probably be the top of the list. I say they're more of a party trick than a functional movement. That's why we don't do a lot of them. Now, do they have their purpose of learning balance and having mobility checks? And do you have good position with a single, like unilaterally for training and whatnot? Like, do we need to know if that's working or not? Then yeah, sometimes. But as far as like, are you ever going to be caught in a position where you have one leg to stand up?
Yeah.
I really hope not.
What about handstand push-ups?
It's
Or
a shoulder,
handstand walking.
It's a shoulder press, right? And shoulder stability, right? So we have to, okay. If we take the idea of the movement out of like, yes, you're not going to be upside down walking on your hands, right? But the point of it is to have your arms over your head and have shoulder stability. All right. And there are times in life where you probably need to hold and be able to do things over your head. Right. That's why I said with bench press, there's not going to be a lot of times in life where you're going to be locked in place and your arms are the only thing that can move something. Right. That's why I went with that answer. Not the idea of being upside down or snatching something over my head. Like, yes, I can snatch something. Snatching a barbell is different, but do I need to pick something up and continue that momentum upward more likely than not being able to use the rest of my body and only being able to use my arms to push something? If we're looking at functional.
Gotcha.
That's where my answer originally came from. I mean, we could get into like tricep extensions. Like there's a lot of things like accessory wise we could get into, but I think that's one and that's probably why you don't and didn't see it a lot in CrossFit earlier on. And it is making its way back into a lot more programming, but I do think it's also making its way back into a lot more programming as more of okay, we still need to make sure we're strengthening these muscles so that they're still part of what we do and we're not leaving them behind, because they are still, when we use multi-muscle things, we still need our chest and our triceps to be helping us out.
I would like your opinion on this one. This comes back to the least functional movement in CrossFit. And this was a viewer answer to the question.
Okay.
And I would like you to, one, give your opinion on this movement. And then number two, guess who actually said this comment in the chat. So they put running.
I'm not even going to comment about how that could not be functional. And off the top of my head, I just want to guess Tommy.
Absolutely correct.
We were talking about Mayhem the other day, and he's like, there shouldn't be running in that. And I was like, well, we already programmed, and we already announced that there is running, so you should be prepared to run. And he was like, is it like to those bushes and back? And I was like, no, Tommy, that's not even far enough to be considered a run.
That's funny. I guess kind of to the flip side of this then, like what's the most effective, I guess, functional movement in CrossFit?
I'd say probably a deep squat. It could be a back squat or a front squat. To be able to get into a squat position is important for a lot of things, whether you're bending down to get something, whether you're stepping onto something, whether you're driving your legs to, I don't know, pick something up or push something, like the functionality of your ankles, knees, and hips with leg strength behind it. And then also, if you properly understand how to brace your core and transfer that energy from your legs into your upper body to help you do things, then you're probably going to do a lot better there. So I'd say a good squat position, good back squat, front squat.
That's fair.
What about yourself? What do you think?
I mean, kind of like what we were mentioning earlier. I think probably I would probably argue a squat clean.
Yeah.
Just because you do have that pull from the ground, you have that deadlift. To your point, you have that energy transfer essentially from the legs to the upper body, and then you're still getting, if doing it correctly, a deep squat.
Would an Olympic lift be considered a functional movement? A functional. I try to think of functional. Yeah. I was like, okay, what are like our Olympic lifts have their purposes for training, mainly creating power, transitioning that into something, and then being able to receive. Yeah, I don't know. I would just say function, like in my head, functional is like we stabilize everything, we balance everything, and then our joints have to go through ranges of motion to make these things happen. Right. So I guess a squat clean would be a good answer. But like if you take your thought of like take the barbell out of it, is that still maybe necessary? It's like, okay, a deadlift, a squat. Yeah. I'm with you.
I mean, I guess I would think like just even like cleaning around the house, if I need to lift the couch up to be able to vacuum underneath it, like I'm probably doing some sort of like pull.
Right.
Maybe a tire flip is the most functional, like realistically, like
deadlift plus, get underneath
like
it with the knee.
Yeah.
And then press it up. Yeah.
So
Tire flip. Hey.
Trying to think of something like, okay, yeah, we do it with a barbell or we do it inside the gym, but like if I'm thinking real world application as well, like might be a tire flip.
Honestly, probably some form of deadlift. You're in your life, you are more likely bending down and picking things up than anything else that you're doing. So properly being able to get over, lift something up, right?
Yeah.
Which is again a squat too, like allows you to get into that position. Sometimes you squat a little lower when you pick some things up, but a deadlift squat, I think one of those two, probably more the hinging motion though.
Yeah. Okay. Moving on here. What are the top 3 movements that CrossFit Taylor members are best at?
Chew. Well, honestly, I'd say probably deadlifting. We're pretty solid at.
Yeah.
Especially since the last time we did it. I just remember looking around and being like, man, there's a lot of numbers in here that are pretty heavy compared to like maybe some other gyms or some other programs I've been a part of before. Like I feel like we have a pretty solid deadlifting gym. What's another thing?
Still alive?
There we go. Good. You just went to sleep, maybe?
I don't know.
We'll find out. I'm
It'll
still
pop
thinking.
back up. It says it's still live, so.
I'd say we're really good at sit-ups.
I don't know what happened there. Let's see. Yeah, looks like we're still here. Okay, fair enough.
Cool.
Weird.
Nate's computer died. It's back.
Yeah.
Let's go deadlift.
Still good.
Handstand push-ups. I feel like we've gotten really good at coaching that, and a lot of people have gotten a lot better at them. And machine work. I feel like we're pretty decent at machine work.
Yeah.
What do you think?
So you said do you have any deadlift, handstand, push-up, machine work?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I was trying to think of like a gymnastics answer.
I know, like, I feel like from...
It's hard to say as a gym.
When I started, like when Claire and I started to now, like, so many people are handstand walking.
Yeah.
Or even if they're not getting 25, they're getting like 10 feet.
They're at least kicking up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or I feel like, so maybe we're not like great at it, but I feel like in general, people have gotten a lot better at it, if that makes sense.
For sure. I feel like we're a strong gym. Like, I feel like we have good weightlifting production out of a lot of people.
Yeah.
And people have gotten strong. Like, I think that's one of the things that we get commented on a lot when new members start. And this is probably at a lot of gyms, but like, man, like guys see other guys lifting and they're like, how are they doing that? Or ladies see other ladies lifting and they're like, how are they doing that? It's like, we'll get you there too. We're going to teach you how to do it and we're going to get you stronger. Mm-hmm. But I do have friends from other gyms that like when we do those 1 rep max deadlift days and we post videos or back squats or front squats and like you see those numbers, it's like, man, y'all got a lot of people that can deadlift over 400 pounds or around 400 pounds. And it's like, that's not common. You know, you get a lot of ladies that are in near that 300 number. Yeah. Like, that's not common at every gym. You might have 1 or 2 here or there, but like we usually have a pretty solid number in the higher ranges of what I would consider heavy deadlifts. Mm-hmm. But also like on our squats, like our front squat the other day, like, I mean, there's a lot of guys like pushing that 300 on front squat. And a lot of ladies in the, you know, close to the 2s. And it's like, those are some solid numbers for your not competitive athletes, I'd say.
Yeah.
You know,
what's kind of that like benchmark number that you would be looking? I mean, like you just mentioned 300 on a front squat or 200 for female. Is there like a number you look at that kind of would say like you're better than other gyms, if that makes sense?
Not really. I mean, I don't even know what other gyms' numbers are, so it'd be hard to say like we're better than this gym at that or whatever, because it's like I don't know what kind of numbers they're putting up. But I do know that I feel like we do a good job, and I see it at competitions or elsewhere. Of, I would say most of our members are doing things with good form and properly. A lot of times. So like some of the numbers we see, I feel like look good. And there's the occasional one that doesn't look good.
Yeah.
And my always go to is we'll count it, but we're not doing it anymore and we're not doing that again. Yeah. Like, let's go back down, let's work on this, or like, in the future, let's work on this. I don't want them, I don't let people, if it's an ugly lift, like we're not continuing to see what else you can put up. We need to stop there and we need to fix it. So
that's fair.
But I'm always proud of the way our lifts look outside of the gym.
Gotcha. On the other side of that, what are the 3 movements that we probably need to do more of that we're not so good at?
Thrusters, burpees, and I think burpees is a mental thing. I think people can be good at, like, we just did 30 burpees for time and people crushed that. Mm-hmm. But it was the only thing they had to do. Yeah. But they say 10 in the middle of a workout and they cry about it. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And it's like, you can do burpees. Like, you can do more of them. But I think it's a thing that if we program more of them and we kind of built it, maybe we should do like a burpee cycle, like a 6-week burpee cycle. And just get people better at burpees mentally. That's going to create some comments, isn't it?
It might.
I feel like we're a decent running gym. What did I say? Burpees, thrusters we need to do more of. We don't really do a lot of them.
Thrusters, burpees, and...
What you got? What's one that... What does Nate think?
Like overhead squatting.
Yeah. This last cycle, though, I feel like we've gotten better.
It made a lot better.
Yeah. Like, I've seen some really good lifts this past week. And I think people are getting more comfortable and more confident with it. So I would say in the past, yes, I would answer that. But now, after the last 6 weeks of us snatching and overhead squatting more, I think we've gotten a lot better at it. Probably like high skill gymnastics, like on the rig or the rings.
Yeah,
like those are going to be our lower numbers. Of people that can do those things. Like, I know when I program ring muscle ups, there's only a handful of people that are RX in that workout. Yeah. Bar muscle ups, mainly guys will get through them. But even if it's a high number of bar muscle ups, we're probably not finishing that workout. People will do it, but they're not hitting the RX numbers. Yeah. So I'd say high pulling skill gymnastics.
How do you get better at it?
More strength and better kipping technique, which we may or may not have a seminar coming up on here soon. Been seeing some of that. But also, like, time. Yeah. Like, I think we still have a lot of people that are a couple years in, and it's like, if you didn't already have that pulling strength, like, you need to continue to learn those things and put those things together. It's not necessarily something, unless it was your only goal and the only thing you're doing, we could teach it to you a lot faster. But, the amount that we do it in a weekly or monthly basis, it's just going to take time to get better at.
Yep. Do you think there's anything that this gym has a bias in programming?
Toward or away from?
Yeah, like toward. Like something we probably do maybe not like too much, but maybe we just favor it more than like another movement.
Man, I don't know. Try to keep it pretty. Like, again, we don't thruster a lot. Like, there's probably more things I can think that we don't do than like, oh, we just do this one thing a lot. That's hard. I'd have to like AI go through Sugar Watt and like tell us what we do. Do you have anything that you can think of off the top of your head?
I mean, it's kind of like you said. I feel like I can think of more things we don't program a lot rather than things we over program. Yeah. But I was just curious if, like, top of your head, if you thought of something that,
I mean,
like,
we do
oh,
a
we
good
a
job
lot
of
that.
like, hey, we know this next 4 or 6 weeks, like especially this year, like we've been like, this is what we're focusing on, right? And then we try to mix in during programming the rest of the CrossFit things we should be trying to do: pushing, pulling, squatting, lifting, like hinching, running, rowing, biking, jumping. So I don't think we ever like just drill one thing too much.
Yeah.
We maybe spend more time on like cleans, maybe. Okay, off the top of my head, I would think maybe cleans, and like I like to go upside down, so I program a lot of upside down stuff.
Yeah. Do you think we do too much machine work?
No, we need to do more machine work.
Okay.
Did someone ask that?
We did have that question. Then someone's saying new members say that we do a lot of machines compared to their other gyms.
Really?
Apparently.
I feel like we don't do enough machine work.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. I feel like there was a while we didn't even touch the rowers. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I feel like there was like at least 2 months where it's like we didn't row. And then like I probably try to program biking once a week, but wouldn't say that's a lot.
No.
And then we run.
Yeah.
That's really the only machines we have. Like they maybe each get touched once a week.
Yeah.
And the rest of our cardio comes from jumping, running, or
Anything else?
adding volume of reps,
Yeah.
burpees.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, we do not machine enough. But again, I don't think we need to over machine either. Like if we were touching a machine every day, I'd feel like we'd be doing too much machine work. So, and no, I don't think adding other machines in would make it any better.
Okay.
Like, I don't think we need ski ergs. Like we don't need 10 ski ergs to have a different machine type of day.
Okay. So this is going to tie into the next question then real quick.
Okay.
So we did have, so we have a comment in the chat that says we never ski, which it's 2 skis. It's hard to make it doing a class. But this would then tie into what's the next big plans for CrossFit Taylors, at least in your head. Like, what do you think is the next thing then? You just mentioned we don't need like 10 skis or whatever, but.
No, we don't need, we probably have most of the equipment that we need as far as being a fitness facility for the community, for people to get better, and we have enough of the things that we need for the amount of people that are wanting to be more high level competitive. Like we don't need C2 bikes for class. I don't think. Like you need some leg cardio, go run. You know what I mean? Like we'll do air squats and run 200 meters, and it'll be the same as pumping out 20 calories on a C2 bike.
Yeah.
Like we'll get your legs pumped and then go move, and you'll be out of breath and your legs will hurt. You know, does that machine get put into competitive situations? Yes, at certain levels or certain comps. Do you know how to use it if you're at that person? Probably, but like that's not something everyone needs to be doing every day or every week. I don't know. I was just having this conversation with Tay earlier that I feel like we have a lot of the stuff that we need here at the gym for at least the foreseeable future. I mean, my next big project that I see for us, and it's not going to happen this next year unless something miraculous happens, but I'd love to have an outdoor space with like an outdoor rig and maybe some, I don't know, like a 4-rack, maybe 6-rack outdoor rig with like a rope or 2 out there, and some space, like some extra space for whatever.
Yeah.
I don't know.
We do have 2 suggestions on potential ads.
Go for it.
The first one being a pegboard.
Nope.
No?
Negative.
Okay. What about a nap room?
Can make any room a nap room.
Fair enough.
Go lock the bathroom and turn the light off. Feels like some people are in there napping anyway.
Yeah.
Or hang out with the kids. Turn the light off and go in there.
There you go.
Did Colin want a nap room?
No. 5:30 a.m. regular wanted the nap room. Yeah.
There's also a place called Your House where you can sleep at. Pegboard, no. Every gym I've been to and been a part of has had a pegboard, and typically only one person can do it very well, and it gets touched once every quarter.
Yeah.
By that person and no one else.
Yeah.
Again, it's one of those things that people get really excited about. Like the first week it's there, and then they realize how hard it is or that they can't do it. And then, how about this? If you want a pegboard, do alternating strict pull-up and like mix your grip.
Yeah.
Like just if you can give me 20 strict pull-ups, I'll get you a pegboard.
Yeah. I was going to say, I remember the first gym I went to, like we got a pegboard. Like I did it once, thought I was going to do it a lot, never did it again.
No.
And no one touched it.
Yeah.
So
it literally, again, it's a competitive thing that looks cool.
Yeah.
But functionally for a gym, you don't need them. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Okay. Well, this kind of now goes to the competitive thing of a pegboard. What are your thoughts on quarterfinals coming back?
I like it. I also like that it's closer to the Open than it was previously. Because I think it's only like a week after now or something. It's within
close.
It's within a week or two. Versus the old quarterfinals, I feel like was like a month after the Open. There was like a pretty solid like drop off, and then it was like, oh shit, there's this thing that we have to do or that we signed up for or we can sign up for. Like it was like they extended it out. I like it because we're clearly sticking with the Open being cardio.
Yeah. Yeah.
Unfortunately, that seems to be the way that it is now. And we're not doing any high level skill or heavy lifting really in the Open anymore. So for your intermediate and up athletes, quarterfinals coming back is nice because they get to now do those things they've practiced all year or gotten better at, because they're probably also not a semifinal level athlete. And they weren't able to use the cardio Open to get to the semifinals, so they just don't get to really do those or like see that improvement.
Yeah.
But I say that because I like it being closer, because I also like the old Open that was 5 workouts for 5 weeks, and we saw high skill and weightlifting in those 5 weeks. Now I feel like this kind of turns back into that if you enjoy being a more competitive person, you probably enjoy what am I trying to say? That I liked when it was longer. I felt like I got fitter every week, and I liked that it was 5 weeks. Right. Yeah. Versus some people sign up for the Open because it's a cool thing to do and they want it to be over faster. So it's like, okay, I can commit to 3 weeks, but 5 weeks is a lot. Right. So if you are one of those people that likes to commit to 5 weeks or like wants to do that next level thing, then now it's right after the Open. So we're just going to roll right into it. And now you've signed up for quarterfinals if you made it, and it's going to be like this continuation of feeling like you're in shape. Okay, we're already there. We're testing it, and you're just kind of rolling into it instead of this like a month off, and then being like, oh shit, I got to try to get competitive again because next week is quarterfinals, right? So you're already in that competitive mode, and you're keeping that as you roll into quarterfinals, and hopefully feeling good about it.
Yeah, makes sense.
So I'm excited for it, and I do think it's a good stepping stone. Again, to give people something to shoot for, of like, hey, because when we went last year back to the Open and then semifinals, it was like, cool, what am I here for? You know what I mean? Versus now it's like, okay, I have, if it's the top 20% or whatever, again, like that, hey, all year long people have something to shoot for again, right? And try to make and like earn that extra like spot, you know, or that extra title. Like I'm a quarterfinals athlete, right? And I think it gives people a chance to, and programming wise, a better test to get the right semifinals level athletes to the semifinals again, especially if they're going to go back to doing more in-person ones and things like that. So I think it's a good stepping stone to have.
Do you think 20, like, I can't remember what they're actually doing, but for the previous year's 25%, do you think that lets too many people into quarterfinals?
Yes. 25 is too low.
Yep.
I think 15% would be a good sweet spot.
That's kind of what I was thinking.
I think 50, like most of my CrossFit career in the Open, I would say I was always near like 20, like top 20%. And that was without like getting that much better. It was just like, I do CrossFit consistently enough and have some pretty solid base skills that I'm going to end up in this area. Then it was 10%, which was like tough to get into. Like you had to earn that, right? And then you signed up for quarterfinals and you got buried by the top 1%. But I think 15% would be like you've earned, like you've consistently gotten better. You have these higher level skills. You probably have a little better capacity in some things. You don't have to be the best at, like, you could take a hit during the open and still maybe make the top 15%.
Yeah.
Right. Maybe you're not the best cardio athlete or you're not the best strength athlete, but like you're good enough to get to the next level. And then you now could test that. So I think 15% would be like a really, really solid number that people could strive for.
Yeah. I also feel like with 15, then it still feels like you earned it a little bit.
Right.
Like, I mean, I never was going to be I'll never be a 25% athlete anyway. But I do think like it was too much. Like, I do wonder for the people that did make it, like, did I really earn this or do I just show up to the gym 5 days a week or 4 days and I was good enough? So
yeah,
I think
you could be a top 25%.
I don't have that drive too. But
this year you would be a top 25%, I think.
I will sit in my 69% like I have sat in every single year I've done the open, and I'm fine with that. So we are coming up on an hour now. That kind of has hit the questions that we had in the chat and through Instagram.
I got one that was sent to me and that I was supposed to also ask you. I think I remember it. What is something, I'll let you answer first, then I'll answer. What is something you would tell your younger CrossFit self, like when you were first starting? Maybe now, like now that you know what you know or you've done what you've done, like what's something you would tell Nate when he started CrossFit?
Do you want my honest answer?
Yeah.
Just stick with Olympic weightlifting.
Don't do CrossFit.
Yeah. Just accept that you hate cardio, you like to lift, and go join an Olympic weightlifting gym.
Is there anything CrossFit related you would tell? Like if you knew that person was going to get into CrossFit, what is something that
I think what I would actually like honestly tell myself is like, you don't understand how fit the games athletes are. Like I thought when I watched like the Fittest on Earth doc, that's like, oh, I can do that. 95-pound thruster, that's nothing. And then the first time I did, I get buried by it.
Yeah.
So I think just be more understanding, like you're not going to walk in and just be naturally good at this thing. Or like just understanding how hard it actually is to do what those guys and girls do.
Like what you see on TV.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I would agree with that. Same. Like I think you see it, you see people do it, and you're like, oh, I can just put in a year or two and that'll be me.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, no, it won't.
Yeah.
Personally, I would have told myself to start making my legs stronger a lot sooner.
Mm.
I was a cardio gymnastics athlete for a long time because I had the old fitness trend, which is still there, but like I need to lose weight. I need to cut weight. And if I cut weight, I'll have abs and also be stronger. Mm-hmm. For some reason, I just thought losing weight would make me stronger. But really it was like I needed to gain weight, squat more, and build muscle. And then I would actually be able to see my muscles instead of lose weight to see my muscles because I didn't have any muscles. Yeah. And give it time, right? Yeah. Like don't rush things. I think early on I had more injuries because I wanted to force things to happen of like, I'm going to snatch this weight or I'm going to do a muscle up. And I was chicken winging the shit out of them or whatever. Yeah. And like my shoulders were getting hurt or like all these things. And it was like, like you're not quite ready for that thing yet. So I could have probably avoided a lot of small injuries early on, which probably also slowed me down from progressing at the better rate. I would say coaching wise, I'd probably tell a younger coach Cam that, to get more education, not just bank on your experience. Like to go to more seminars and do things earlier on, like learn those things. And also like probably early on, like try to think of other, like I used to coach and I'd be like, this is the only way I know how to coach this. Yeah. Like I hope this fixes this problem. Yeah. I didn't really have other options to like try to go to, which I know comes with experience too. But like, you know, if you could tell like a starting coach, like, hey, like go to seminars and then also like be prepared with like different scenarios to like try to help somebody. Yeah. Yeah. And then, yeah, those are probably some things I would tell like younger myself.
I think that makes sense.
A lot of it definitely goes back to like early injuries that could have been avoided. I think, you know, from an athlete standpoint of like give the technique and the like earn the positions.
Yeah.
Right. Like do the mobility work and like earn the positions through technique and then get stronger with those movements. Which I didn't learn until about 3 to 5 years in. Probably closer to the 5-year mark, which I've now been doing this for like over 12.
Yeah.
So it's like people see me and they're like, oh, you look like you do that really well. And it's like, I've been doing this a long time, like a long time.
Yeah.
But I also went through the early phases of like shit that I shouldn't have done and like forced and like, you know what I mean? And like I wasn't always very technical. And I wish earlier I would have given myself time to be more technical so that instead of having to redo everything 5 years in, it was like, oh, I could be adding on to them 5 years in. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I think that would put me in a different spot now than where I was too. But I kind of like where we're at. I don't know. Yeah. We're finally getting stronger.
I guess now I'm kind of thinking one thing I would have told myself when I was young, like when I first started, is like stay consistent with it.
Yeah.
Like don't go through like the ups and downs of like.
Yeah, I took a year off too, which didn't help.
Yeah. Like I actually think about if I'd stayed consistent, I'd probably be a lot further along than I am right now.
Yeah.
So
that's a good one for a lot of athletes or even like members of like, yeah, like through injuries or through whatever phase it is, like continue to show up.
Yeah.
If you do actually want to be better at this thing down the road. Because the consistency part is huge. Yeah. You'll learn things no matter what. And the more you do anything, the better you get at it. Yep. So keep doing it. Yep.
All right. Any final words for the stream here?
We'll probably do something like this again. I liked it. I enjoyed it. There were definitely some other questions we could have gotten into. I know there's a couple that I saw that I think would be way long-winded answers that maybe we can do another time.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, keep working hard, show up, and if you didn't like any of our answers, we could talk about it more. Let me know. But you have to have an answer too. Like you have to have a reason why. You can't just be like that was dumb. Like you got to be able to like explain why you didn't like my answer, and then also give me an answer that makes sense. How about that?
Okay. Right. Last question before I let you go. We do have 4 microphone setups here. Any chance that we do a coaches live panel in the future?
Coaches live panel? Sure, why not?
Okay.
Yeah. I would love to get some group ones in. Can we do one without me and I can be on the panel?
Yeah.
Nice. So 4, like you and then 3 others, or we can have 4 people sitting here?
We could do at least 3 with the headsets and then 4 with like a.
Can we just get like a live mic that just sits in the middle and people can talk into it?
Yeah.
Because then we could get a bunch of coaches in here.
Probably do that.
Yeah. I'm down with that.
Cool.
Let's do it.
All right. Okay. So that is going to be that then. We do appreciate you all watching, listening, asking questions at Instagram and then in the live chat as well. If you are still here, remember hit that subscribe button, like the video, and then leave I guess you already did comments on this one, so no need to do it going forward. But I appreciate y'all for watching. We will see you all next week with another episode of Off the Rails.